Chinese battery giant CATL recently announced that it would supply automaker Chery with sodium-ion batteries for its EVs.
This isn't just another story about batteries. This is about a global giant turning its back on the very technology that built its empire. For years, lithium ruled the world of energy storage, powering everything from electric cars to solar farms. But now, something unexpected is happening. The world's largest lithium battery maker is placing its next big bet on salt. Yes, ordinary sodium. The same element that seasons your dinner could soon be powering your home, your car, maybe even entire cities. But why? And why now? Something deeper is shifting beneath the surface, and it's a change few saw coming. The fallible lithium empire, why CATL is changing course. For years, CATL stood untouchable. Their lithium-ion batteries flowed into electric vehicles, storage farms, and consumer gadgets around the world. By 2023, nearly half of all batteries sold globally carried their name. Lithium wasn't just a material for them, it was their identity, their competitive edge. But cracks started to appear. The lithium supply chain grew complicated. Prices swung like a pendulum. Countries with lithium reserves began flexing their geopolitical muscles. For CATL, a company feeding a battery-hungry planet, that wasn't just inconvenient, it was risky. Internally, questions started swirling. Could they really afford to build their future on an element controlled by so few, in places so far away? Then came a turning point. CATL's leadership, never known for making noisy announcements, quietly shifted focus. Sodium-ion battery development wasn't some side project anymore. It became a pillar of their next strategic phase. At industry events and private briefings, CATL insiders began talking less about lithium's potential and more about sodium's opportunity. They weren't abandoning lithium overnight, but they were preparing for a scenario where lithium would no longer be enough. This wasn't just diversification, it was a survival strategy. And when the biggest lithium battery company starts hedging its bets, the rest of the world takes notice. Sodium's unseen advantage: cheap, abundant, and resilient. Sodium doesn't sound glamorous. It's cheap, common, and easy to overlook. But sometimes, that's exactly what makes something powerful. Unlike lithium, sodium is everywhere. In the oceans, on the ground, in places that aren't tangled up in international trade disputes. That alone makes sodium attractive to battery manufacturers constantly worrying about material shortages and price spikes. But abundance is just the start. Sodium-ion batteries can handle extreme temperatures better than lithium-ion batteries. Where lithium struggles in the cold, sodium keeps performing. In remote regions or harsh climates, that's more than a feature, it's a necessity. Safety is another quiet strength. Thermal runaway, the scary scenario where lithium batteries overheat and catch fire, is far less common with sodium. For large-scale storage sites, especially in wildfire-prone areas, that's peace of mind you can't put a price on. There's also manufacturing flexibility. Sodium-ion batteries don't rely on cobalt or nickel, two metals often criticized for their environmental and ethical mining issues. That makes sodium not just cheaper, but cleaner. The entire supply chain becomes less toxic, both literally and politically. Of course, sodium-ion batteries don't have the same energy density as their lithium cousins, but they're getting better, fast. The gap that once seemed too wide is starting to close. And for many industries, stationary energy storage, backup power, even certain electric vehicles, that's enough to make them pause and reconsider their next big investment. What was once seen as second-tier tech is now looking like a serious contender. Inside, CATL and BYD, Two battery giants betting big on salt. CATL didn't just make a few prototypes and call it a day. They built an entire product line around sodium. Their Freevoy battery pack is already out in the wild, a hybrid system that blends lithium and sodium cells. The idea? Let lithium handle the energy-intensive jobs, while sodium covers the steady, low-demand parts. It's a clever way to ease sodium into real-world use without betting the farm on one technology. And they're not stopping there. Their second-generation sodium battery is scheduled for release this year. Early data suggests it'll deliver an energy density of over 200 watt-hours per kilogram. That's still below top-tier lithium-ion batteries, which hover around 300. But it's a leap forward from sodium's earlier 160 kg models. And in the battery world, every step closer matters. Across town, CATL's biggest rival, BYD, isn't sitting still either. BYD recently broke ground on a dedicated sodium-ion gigafactory. When fully operational, it's expected to produce 30 gigawatt-hours of sodium batteries annually. That's not a side project. That's a full-scale production line. BYD has also unveiled its first sodium-based energy storage system for utilities. It's called the MC Cube. Compact, scalable, and designed for grid-level storage. They're even hinting that sodium battery costs could soon match those of lithium iron phosphate units, and maybe, with scale, go even lower. Two of China's largest battery manufacturers are both pouring resources into a technology that, just a few years ago, barely registered on anyone's radar. That says a lot.
Now first, like always, be sure to hit the like button down below. It helps us out tremendously with the reach of this video. Thank you.
Now, the global sodium rush, from China to America to Europe. China isn't the only place where sodium batteries are picking up momentum. The shift is spreading fast, crossing borders and stirring interest from startups to established energy giants. In the United States, one company making waves is Natron Energy. They've taken a different approach to sodium battery chemistry, focusing on speed and lifespan over raw energy density. Their batteries charge and discharge incredibly fast, up to 10 times quicker than typical lithium-ion units. And with an estimated cycle life of 50,000 uses, Natron's batteries seem tailor-made for industrial backup systems and data centers where rapid response is critical. But speed comes at a cost. Natron's energy density remains low, around 70 watt-hours per kilogram, according to industry estimates. That makes them a poor fit for electric vehicles, but a solid choice for stationary applications. Natron isn't just tinkering in a lab. They're building big. Their first gigafactory opened recently in Michigan, with another even larger facility underway in North Carolina. Production is scaling, and shipments are expected to start soon. Meanwhile, Zhejiang Energy in China has announced plans to expand its sodium-ion production to a staggering 20 gigawatt-hours. They've already finished Phase 1, producing cells and modules for commercial use. Even Europe is making moves. Sweden's Northvolt entered the sodium space last year. Their battery delivered modest performance, 100 60 Wh, but it signaled growing interest from a region heavily invested in clean energy solutions. Financial hurdles, like Northvolt's bankruptcy filing, remind everyone that scaling new battery tech isn't easy. But despite setbacks, the global race is on. What once looked like a niche technology is now becoming a worldwide industrial effort. The big problem. No one's solved yet: energy density. For all the excitement around sodium-ion batteries, there's one obstacle that no company has fully conquered yet: energy density. At the core of every battery decision, there's a simple calculation. How much energy can you pack into a given space and weight? Lithium-ion still wins that contest by a wide margin. Top-performing lithium batteries push past 300 watt-hours per kilogram. Sodium's best efforts are still lingering around 200, and most commercial models sit even lower. That gap matters more than most people realize. In electric vehicles, it means shorter driving ranges or heavier battery packs. In grid storage, it means more space and infrastructure to store the same amount of energy. And when you factor in transportation and installation costs, that size difference starts adding up fast. Some argue that sodium's lower material cost will balance things out over time. But right now, the numbers tell a more complicated story. Sodium batteries may be cheaper to make per kilogram, but when you calculate cost per kilowatt-hour stored, the savings often shrink or vanish. There's also the market pressure from lithium itself. After years of soaring prices, lithium costs have crashed, dropping nearly 70% in the past 3 years. That drop has made lithium batteries cheaper, just as sodium was starting to catch up. So while sodium is gaining ground, it's still running uphill. A lab? Breakthrough? The promise of organic cathodes. But sodium's story isn't stuck in factories and production lines. Deep inside a lab at MIT, something unusual is taking shape. A new kind of battery cathode made from organic materials. Instead of relying on metals like cobalt or nickel, researchers from the Dinka lab created a cathode using simple earth-abundant elements: carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and hydrogen. They named the material TEAC, short for a chemical compound whose full name is long enough to derail any casual conversation. TEAC was originally designed for lithium batteries, but during testing, the researchers realized something unexpected. It worked surprisingly well with sodium, too. After a year of fine-tuning, they managed to build sodium-ion cells with this organic cathode that showed impressive energy capacity and long-term stability. What makes this breakthrough exciting isn't just the cost savings, it's the performance. The team reports nearly full utilization of active material, something rarely achieved in experimental battery research. There's still a long road from lab success to commercial rollout. But the early data is promising. If TEAC or something like it becomes scalable, it could help solve sodium's energy density problem. And with luxury automaker Lamborghini backing the initial research, you know serious eyes are watching. This shift won't happen overnight. Sodium still has hurdles to clear. But with CATL, BYD, and researchers worldwide pouring resources into it, the momentum feels different this time. Whether sodium becomes the new standard or simply carves out its own niche, one thing's clear: the energy storage game is changing fast.